Today, we are going to learn addition using base 5. Base 5 is not the same as base 10. In base 10, each unit is valued at 1. 10 units, which is 1 long, is valued at 10. And 10 longs, which is 1 flat, is valued at 100. In base 5, 1 unit is valued at 1. 5 units, which is 1 long, is valued at 5. 5 longs, which is 1 flat, is valued at 25. And 5 flats, which is 1 long flat, is valued at 125. In base 5, if we have 11 units, we have 2 longs and 1 unit. We would write this as 2, 1, base 5. If we have 142 units, we have 1 long flat, 3 longs, and 2 units. We would write this as 1, 0, 3, 2, base 5 because we have 1 long flat, 0 flats, 3 longs, and 2 units. So, now that we have a basic understanding of how to use base 5, we can begin addition. If we have 12 base 5, 1, 2 base 5, and 2, 2 base 5, we can use our manipulatives to show each. If we are going to add these, we need to find out how many of each we have. So we know that 12 base 1, 2 base 5 has 1 long and 2 units. And we know that 2, 2 base 5 has 2 longs and 2 units. We start the problem with the units because once you find the sum of the units, if it is 5 or greater, it becomes a long with leftover units. For example, 3 units plus 3 units equals 6 units. 6 is 1 greater than 5, so it becomes 1 long and 1 unit. So if we add our units, we have 2 plus 2 to get 4 units. So we now have 4 units. We can move those out of the way. Now we can move to longs. We have 1 long plus 2 longs, which is 3 longs. We have 3 longs and 4 units. So we know that 1, 2 base 5 plus 2, 2 base 5 equals 3, 4 base 5. Now we need to determine the value of 3, 4 base 5. We know that each long is equal to 5 units. And since we have 3 longs, we need to add 5 for each. So we have 5 plus 5 plus 5, and that gives us 15 units. Since we already had 4 units valued at 1 each, we know that we have 4 more units. Now we can add them together, and we have 15 plus 4 equals 19 units. So 1, 2 base 5 plus 2, 2 base 5 equals 19 units total. Now, if we want to add 2, 4 base 5 plus 3, 2 plus 3, 2 base 5, we would begin by showing it with the manipulatives. We see that 2, 4 base 5 has 2 longs and 4 units. So we'll write that over here. 2 longs and 4 units. And we see that 3, 2 base 5 has 3 longs and 2 units. So we can write that, 3 longs and 2 units. We would add the units first. So we have 4 plus 2 equals 6 units. We have 6 units total. And since 6 is 1 greater than 5, we know that we would have 1 long and 1 unit. So 4 plus 2 is 6 units, and 6 units equals 1 long and 1 unit. Now we can move to longs. So we have 2 longs. We have 2 longs plus 3 longs plus the 1 long that we just got from adding the units. So we have 2 plus 3 is 5 plus 1 is 6. 6 longs. Well, 6 longs is greater than 5, so we know that 5 of those longs will be turned into a flat. So we have 1 flat and 1 long. Now we have determined that 2, 4 base 5 plus 3, 2 base 5 equals 1, 1, 1 base 5, because we have 1 flat, 1 long, and 1 unit. Now, we have to determine the value of 1, 1, 1 base 5. We know that 1 flat equals 25 units. And we know that 1 long equals 5 units. So we can add those together, 25 plus 5 plus the 1, because we still had 1 unit. And we know that 25 plus 5 is 30, plus 1 is 31. So 1, 1, 1 base 5 equals 31 units.